Hello, hello, hello. This is Kelly Phillips with Income Wheel Warriors. I'm so glad to be here live with you guys. And we are going to be talking about goal setting for 2024. So, since this is a live, I'm going to have some folks probably popping on. We are live streaming from Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to take just a second as we're waiting and make sure that that is working in both places. Yep, I see myself chit-chatting. There we go. So when you pop on, if you would in the comments, say hi. If you're on Facebook, you do have to give StreamYard, which is the streaming tool that I'm using to simulcast to multiple platforms. You do have to give them permission in order for me to see your name. Not for me to see your comment though. So if you are on Facebook, you don't want to give permission to StreamYard, just tell me your name in your comment, at least the first time. And that way I'll know who you are. But welcome from both YouTube and Facebook. I'm not sure how many people are coming on. I kind of did this at the last minute, but that's okay. There's going to be replays on both platforms if you missed the live version. It's just you won't be able to ask any questions. So let me go ahead and start with just a little bit of an introduction as we're waiting for some folks to pop comments into the chat. Hey, Monica. Glad you could make it. Hey, Deborah. Hey, all right. We got a few people coming on. That's awesome. So oh, hey, Kathy. Oh, it's so good to see all of you. So, again, I am Kelly Phillips, and I quit the corporate world in 2014 because I had a stress heart attack due to a toxic environment. And I have since learned how to create my own stable income with multiple income streams. And I taught a class on it for a little while at one of our community colleges and stopped doing that a couple of years ago and wrote a book, which is free on YouTube, Income Wheel Warriors. So if you're on the YouTube watching this, that's the channel. There's a playlist that has all of the chapters. It's free audiobook. I haven't published the printed book yet, but that is coming very shortly. That's one of my goals for the year. But so you also may be watching this from the Income Wheel Warriors Facebook group, which is where you can come if you have questions and you want to get input from other people who understand the philosophy of the Income Wheel Warriors. So that's kind of my introduction. But here is what we are talking about tonight. We're going to talk about goal setting. And I have a method for y'all to follow. And I am actually going to follow it too. So, oh, hey, Karen. Oh, you don't have any signal. You might not be able to hear me, huh? So let's talk about goal setting because end of the year, that's what's going to happen, right? We're going to try to set our goals. We're going to try to get something accomplished. A lot of times we fail at setting those year beginning goals. But that's not going to happen. I've got a method I'm going to teach you that goes with the income wheel that is going to help you do that. Now, maybe you're somebody who's listened to the book or took my class and you just are struggling to start to take action. This is going to help you do that. You may have analysis paralysis. You may just not be able to get started. This is going to help you make some progress on that. But you also could be on the other end of it like I am. I've been running these income streams for years now, and I have found myself in a position in the last year where I have too many income streams. And the problem is there are so many ways to make money. There are so many ways to make money. Never would have thought that I would say that, but there are. And I also have that shiny object syndrome where I go running off, oh, this is cool. Let me do this. Oh, no, that's cool. Let me do this. And so I'll start something. I'll get really into it. I'll start putting it out, and then something else that is more urgent will take priority because I have so many income streams happening. Something else comes up and I have to stop what I'm doing and go focus on that. Well, then I kind of lose momentum in thing number one and I never get back to it. And so I have all of these half-finished projects that are not making me the money they could, that I put time and effort into. So I sat back down this past year and really tried to weed out things that I was not going to pick back up. And I did okay, but not completely. Now what I need to do is I'm going to focus on picking some of those things to finish and getting them done so I can move on to other things. Okay. So I developed a planner, a planner sheet. Some of you who, if you were in my very last class, or if you've done some private sessions with me, you may have a copy of the planner sheet. I've actually updated it quite a bit. for what you're going to see tonight is definitely is an updated version. So let's talk about that. Now, I am going to sell this planner. I don't charge for a lot of the content that I give on Income Wheel Warriors, but and you don't have to buy the planner to do what I'm going to teach you tonight, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody who needs this information can use this information and doesn't necessarily have to spend money to get it. Because most of the people who really need this information are people who can't really afford to pay for it. Okay. And this is sort of my giving back thing, is to help you guys with this. So you don't have to buy the planner, but if you would want to buy the planner, let me show you where you can get it for right now. This is my Etsy shop. And this is actually for my paper bead business, but I posted these up here very quickly today. And there are two. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. There are two covers. So these are both the same planner, but there are two covers. There's kind of a girly cover, and then there's like some lines. It's a little more neutral, but they're the same content. They're $14.99. So if you have gotten a lot, if you have earned money because of the advice that I've given you, and you want to help me out a little bit, you can purchase these planners. It is a PDF document that you will get and then can print on your own. And I'll show you that copy in just a second. But again, you do not have to buy anything to participate tonight and to use the method I'm going to teach you. All right. So let me grab this. I think this will give us the right URL and pop it in the comments in case you guys want to go after those files. Okay. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. Okay. So what are we going to do? So the planner, if you get it, you buy it. And I just printed this on some heavy duty paper, 24-pound paper. So because it's double-sided. And what you'll do is you'll get the PDF and you just print it the way it comes, double-sided. And then you take the stack, you put the cover flat, and you fold the whole thing. And that'll give you your book in the right order. All right. I'm going to do a special video just on this. I haven't done it yet because I just finished the planner today. But this is your planner. So I'm going to show you some sheets. And again, you can do this on plain paper. You do not need this planner. Just, if you want to support my program, you can buy it, but it's fine. So there are some instructions in the front, how to use it. I guess we're calling it an organizer. And then we're going to get to these first couple pages, which I'm going to fill out with you. And I want you to grab, if you don't have a pencil and a piece of paper, grab it. Or if you're good at doing this, like notes on your phone or notes on your computer, however you take notes, do that, because I want you to actually do this with me. Okay. We're going to do this together. So blank paper will work just fine. So let me go ahead. I'm going to switch cameras here. So give me just a second and should give you my desk camera. Hang on. Okay. Here we go. Can you still hear me? Will someone put in the comments if you can still hear me so that I know that my microphone is still working? Somebody post if they can hear me or not still. And there's like a little delay, so I just want to make sure that the microphone is working. I'm going to type in the chat and ask just in case it's not working. Okay, Monica says she can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you, Monica. Thanks, Kathy. Okay. All right. So this is the first page. I've kind of got it pulled out and separated. So what we're going to do, if you want to make these headings on a piece of paper, thank you, Deborah. I'm also going to use colored markers. Again, you don't have to do that, but I find it's a little bit easier to keep track of things, but it's not absolutely necessary. So I'm going to start with purple. So what you want to do is you want to think about your goals. Now, I made the book with 6 months worth of pages because I don't know about you guys, but for me, at the end of 6 months, my goals change. So I didn't want to do a whole year at a time. Plus, you don't necessarily want to print that much paper at a time. So we're going to start, and we're going to put the year, which is, let me get the right end of my marker. So we're going to say this is for 2024. And then we're going to choose 1 to 5. Now, I try to stick with 3 if I can. I usually have to do more, but I do try to stick with 3 because that's a little easier to achieve. Now, let's talk for a second about the kind of goals. I don't know if you guys have heard of SMART goals. If you have, that's awesome. We're not going to get even that complicated. what we're going to do is we're going to pick a goal that we think we can achieve in about 6 months. Okay. And we don't want to make it super, super crazy. We want to make it a pretty good, easy goal. So for example, my goal for my paper bead business, where I make the crafting tools, my goal for the next 6 months is to streamline my processes and products and make it more efficient. So I'm going to write that in purple. I'm going to say streamline paper bead rollers, make it more efficient. Now you may notice there's something a little wrong with this goal in terms of it's not completely measurable. What does that mean, more efficient? So we're going to get down to milestones. My milestones are going to be measurable. My goal is not necessarily, I'm not going to put any like metrics or anything here in this. I'm just saying goals for the year are sort of like high level. Like, where do I want to be in 6 months? Okay. So if you have any ideas for what kind of goal you might make for 6 months. So for example, it might be I'm going to publish my website. That would be a great 6-month goal. You could probably do it. You could definitely do it in less than that. I mean, you can put up a website in 2 weeks if you have somebody to help you with the skills. But that's a great 6-month goal. I'm going to land clients. You could say, I'm going to make enough money to pay the mortgage every month. You could say that. It could be measurable, but it doesn't have to be. So if you have a comment that you would like to post, go ahead and do that and share it with us. Like even if it's not a goal you would have, let's think up a good goal. What would a good 6-month goal be? I would love to see if you guys have any thoughts or ideas. All right. Okay. I feel like Facebook is a little further behind than YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving on because I don't want to have a lot of dead space. But if you guys can think of any good 6-month goals, let's pop them in the chat for me. So we're just going to go with this one right now. Let's go ahead and I'll do a couple more because we need to have our colors. So that's my purple goal. Now I'm going to do a orange goal. I'm going to use my orange marker. And I just use the colors because it helps me at a glance. You don't have to use colors. My next goal is going to be about my husband's YouTube channel. And what I want to do, and this is a goal that may be a little bit, I don't know, it's a little measurable. So he has a YouTube channel called Turbo John Racing. So I'm going to say we're going to grow Turbo John Racing to so he's at like 54,000 subscribers. So I want him to try to get to 75,000 subscribers. Oh, Kathy, that's a good one. Launch a shop on Etsy. That's a great 6-month goal. That's perfect. Okay, so grow Turbo John Racing to 75,000 subscribers. So doable. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but we could definitely make that happen if we really focus on it. Okay. And then my third one, like I said, I leave space for 5, but really 3 is kind of a lot, you guys. 3 is kind of a lot. Okay. So the next goal is going to be about Income Wheel Warriors, actually. I don't make really any money off of Income Wheel Warriors right now. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, I don't have enough subscribers or watch time on YouTube to start earning money yet. So I need to get more subscribers and watch time there. And I have a workbook that people can buy. It's like $5. Come on. Like, I don't even think I've sold $100 of those yet. And then I've got this planner that I'm launching, which may help a lot depending on how well that goes, which is why I put it on Etsy because it'll get more eyes on it. So my third goal is going to be, and it's not going to be how much money I'm going to make necessarily, but it's going to be make Income Wheel Warriors financially self-sustaining. And what that means to me is that I am making enough money to justify the time I'm spending. Again, this is my giving back project. So I don't expect to make a ton of money on this, but I do at least want to make sure that, I'm covering, the cost of paper and printing, the cost of a website, the cost that I'm, spending to put things up there for sale, or, I do want to make sure that it's at least breaking even, because that's just smart to do. Plus I feel like, people, when they have to invest time or money into something, they generally take it more seriously. So I think that helps too. So those are going to be my 3 goals we're going to work with tonight. Those are real goals for me. I may add another couple, but that's good. So does that make sense? Go ahead and type in the chat for me, because I want to make sure you guys are still with me. Does it make sense how you want to do your goals? Again, we're going to make them 6-month goals. We're going to make them, they don't have to be measurable. They can be. And we don't want them to be big, huge stretch goals. We want them to be obtainable. Okay. All right. I got a yes. Good. All right. Facebook's okay. I think I'm going to make sense. Kathy says it makes sense. Let me make sure. I think where I had my Facebook, it wasn't. Oh, there we go. We got 5 folks on. My Facebook is kind of like behind, so I may not be seeing everything. Okay. All right. So if that makes sense to everybody, okay, I see another yes. Good. If there's any questions on that, let me know, and we can come back to it as well. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to milestones in these other places. So for each of these goals, you're going to create milestones. And what milestones are is they are smaller goals that help you get these things done. Okay. Because this is the mountain, right? You're not going to climb the mountain all at once. You're going to do it one step at a time. So what are the steps that you need to do to climb the mountain? And then we're going to go one level even deeper. So this doesn't have to be the most minute things, but it's going to be something. So let's try that. So streamlining paper bead rollers to make it more efficient. What are the things that I need to do? And I'm going to use my purple marker. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I've decided after running the numbers that I'm going to shut down my website and move everything over to Etsy. And the reason I'm going to do that is because while Etsy charges fees and WordPress doesn't, I'm paying so much for the functionality that I need in WordPress that it only makes sense. Etsy is easier and more reliable, and there are customers there that are ready to buy versus my website where I'm having to drive everybody there. So it's no longer, it used to be when I first started, I would make a lot more money selling items on my website, but now it's about even with Etsy. So what I'm going to do is my milestone will be move sales to Etsy. And I'm actually going to add, I'm already on Amazon. I'm going to leave that there. So I want to keep that there. AMZ's Amazon. And also I got approved to become a vendor at Michael's. So I need to set up Michael's, the craft store. Michael's, my stuff's going to be on Michael's website. Very excited about that. They have a place called Maker Place. And I got approved to be on there this year. So we're going to get that set up. So this is linked directly back to goal 1 here, streamlining and making things more efficient. The next thing that I'm going to do, my B milestone, is I'm going to try to redesign my main product a little bit, which is the bead roller tools. And that's because we're kind of at capacity. I have actually 2 people working for me now. I have somebody who just started with social media, and then I have someone who helps me day to day here at the house actually create the tools. And our sales has grown so much in the past year that we are at capacity. We can't grow our sales anymore with our current processes unless we grow our staff. And I don't want to grow my staff so much. Number one, I feel like the people that I have working for me need the hours themselves and could be used more efficiently. If we can make the process more efficient, the products more efficient, then they could produce more and be more efficient and get the benefit rather than having more people involved here at my house, because I do not want to get an office. That's one of my goals, is to never have an office again. If you want to know why I don't want to have an office, put it in the comments that you want to know why, and I will tell you. but we're going to move on. So there's a couple other things, but I'm going to stop there for that. So we're going to work on that. Now, if I were going to do, we don't have a lot of time, but if I were going to do more goals for this, I would move over here to goal 2 milestones, and I grab my orange marker, and any of the milestones for growing Turbo John Racing to 75K subscribers, I would put over here. And I could give you some quick examples. So I'm moving his website over to Shopify. Same reason. It's just going to be more efficient, look better, and have buyers that are coming because Shopify has a marketplace as well. And I need to develop a marketing strategy. We don't have any marketing strategy for Turbo John Racing. So those are my 2 goals that I'm going to put there. And then we'll just keep moving on. So I would write those in the orange, but we're going to keep moving so you guys can get this process down. All right. Oh, and let's do Kathy's one that she gave. So she said make an Etsy store. So if that were going to be one of my goals here, I would come over here with the color. And my first thing would probably be either learn how to use Etsy or hire somebody to do this store for me. Etsy is easy enough that you can really just do it yourself. But probably another milestone would be determine the products that I'm going to sell, take pictures, and write listings. And I might make that a whole milestone because those are the things that I would need to get the products up. So maybe the milestone is actually get products ready to post. And so that tasks for that is our next level down. So getting products ready to post might be the next one. Okay. All right. Again, if you have any questions, definitely post it in the comments. I'm watching comments for you guys as they pop in. Hey, Michelle, glad you made it. Nikki, glad you're here. All right. So we've got 1 to 5 goals for the year. And then for each of those goals, we're putting in some milestones. All right. Now, remember, you're not going to complete this all at once because next we go over to the next page. Now, there are 26 pages for the week of, for your weekly stuff. That's because, like I said, I wanted this to be a book that is good for 6 months. And then in 6 months, I want you to reevaluate. And, you could just print more of these pages and keep going with the goals and milestones that you've already created. But usually by 6 months, you're going to have some adjustments to do here in goals and milestones. So you could start a whole new organizer book. All right. So we're going to say up here, this is the week of, we'll call it Jan 1st. Oh, I used the wrong end of my marker. That's okay. Week of January 1st. And what do I want to accomplish this week? Well, let's flip back for a second and look at our milestones. So if I'm going to say move sales to Etsy, Amazon, and Michaels, then what do I need to do? Here, we can keep these side by side, actually. What do I need to do to achieve that milestone? And that's what we're going to put here in our goals for the week. So I'm not going to do all 3 of these in 1 week. That is just not going to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say moving my sales to Etsy. So my goals for the week, I'm going to move all products to Etsy. And then there's some products that I'm discontinuing. So I'm going to say take down discontinued products. And honestly, I have hundreds of products. So I probably have just dozens that I'm going to be discontinuing. So I really feel like that is enough tasks for this milestone right now. So that's all I'm going to do that week. So you don't have to overload it. You just want to pick a couple of things that are related here. And then also what I'm going to do is in this circle, I'm going to say this is 1A. So the goals that I'm doing here are related to 1A. This is what's going to be important for those of you who are overwhelmed with how to do this stuff and what to work on first or what to work on next. If you can't relate the task that you're doing back to a milestone, a specific milestone, then you need to question whether or not you should be doing that task. And maybe it's a task you really want to do. Maybe if that's the case, then you need to adjust your milestones and goals. Um, so those are your choices. So for example, I get, shiny object syndrome, and I may say, oh, this looks really good over here. Oh, I know what. Here's one. John got this email. There's apparently some new video streaming platform. It starts with a B. I don't even remember what it's called now. I never heard of it. And they asked him if he would come and create a channel over there because they're trying to get some YouTube creators to come over and create a channel. So, I might be like, oh, this is so cool. And then I end up spending hours going and looking at this new social media app. Well, does that relate to the milestones I should be working on this week or not? If it does, great. Then I can mark down which milestone it is and I can add that to my list for the week. But if it doesn't relate to one of the milestones I'm trying to work on for this week, then I shouldn't probably be doing it. Now, I could write it down. There is a spot in the book, and I don't have that page pulled out, but there is a spot here for goal planning notes. So maybe I just put it here. This is kind of my parking lot. I can put the name of that here and say, an idea, see if this is a good place to do videos, and keep track of it here. Or I could add it as a milestone over here that I'm going to do later so that I don't forget about it. But I need to make sure that I'm not working on it unless it's something I decided to work on the week related to the milestone I'm trying to achieve. Okay, that makes sense. Now, there is a place for other tasks on here. So let's go back to our weekly pages. These are the weekly facing pages. Of course, there's other tasks you're going to have to do. Like, for example, I have to do every 3 months, I have to turn in my sales tax report. So, do sales tax report might go on this week's tasks. It's not related to a milestone, but it absolutely has to be done. So I created a space here for things that have to be done urgent, that are urgent and important, but not directly related to the milestone. These might be related to just operating your business or making a doctor's appointment or, anything else. If it's not related to a goal, put it over here. First question, do you need to do it or not? And then put it down here if the answer is yes. Okay. So then again, notice there's only 5 goals for the week. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to do too much like I do. I do it constantly and then I end up shutting down. So if we go back to, grow TurboJohn Racing to 75K subscribers. And one of my goals for that was to create a marketing plan. So in that case, probably I might say this is 2A. Let me get my orange. So this would be related to goal 2A. And it might be start marketing plan outline. Notice I'm not saying do the whole marketing plan this week. I'm picking one thing I want to get done. Okay. All right. So now that we have our main goals, if I can get these 3 things done this week, I'm feeling really good. I've made progress toward my goals for the year. I've made progress toward my milestone. I've got my other random tasks done. I've made sure that what I'm doing is on task and has a purpose. Okay. It's right in front of me. Now let's head over here. So these are still goals. These are tasks. So now we're getting down to the task level. So moving all products to Etsy has several tasks involved with it. So number 1, it's create Etsy listings. For products we're keeping. I may need to take new product photos. There are a few things that I do. Some of my digital products, I need to update the graphics because I kind of got halfway through that and stopped. Take new product photos / graphics. And then I need to redirect because I'm keeping my website. I'm just not going to sell off of it, but I'm going to keep it because it has good SEO. Redirect listings to Etsy. So there's some technical stuff that I need to do on the website so that if people land on my old product page, they know that they can click a link and go straight to Etsy to purchase. So I need to make sure it doesn't become a dead link and I lose sales that way. I may lose sales from the click anyway, but it's really worth it. Oh, sorry. Can I slide the paper down? Yes. Thank you. So all of these are related back to my purple areas. Okay. So you want to do that. And again, I've put, quite a few tasks here. I don't know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 task areas right here. You don't have to fill them all up. Okay. Sometimes less is more, you guys. You don't have to do all of those. And there may be weeks that you have more. There have been weeks where I have gone past that many things to do. Those are really rough weeks, I have to tell you. But, sometimes that happens. So now let's go to orange and we'll add a few things for starting the marketing plan outline. So what I might do is find some marketing plan templates. Honestly, it's been a long time, although I've done a lot of marketing and I've even taught marketing. I like to go out and look for templates, free templates that are out there that people put together. And then I might take like the best ideas from each of those templates to create my own marketing plan, because I don't always know. And sometimes I forget what I learned. So I think this would be a great first step towards creating a marketing plan outline. So once I find some marketing plan templates, then I'm going to do create a draft marketing plan. Because again, I don't expect to have it completely done this week. This is to get me moving, get me some momentum, and get me moving forward. Okay. And you can see why I said, if you do all 5 goals and then you do milestones for all 5 goals, that's a lot, right? That's an overwhelming amount of things you're trying to do. So I think that you are really going to want to keep it down to like 3 goals at first until you get the hang of this, and try and get some things done, get some traction, get some things completed. And then you can replace the goal with something new, or you can add some goals in. It just depends on how well you work. And that's really it, you guys. That is the plan for going forward. The key is, again, for me, it's the colors. I kind of used 2 different oranges there, but that's okay. It's understanding that these 3 things relate back to this. This relates back to this. And if I do all of the things on these pages, I will be making progress here. And the next thing you know, it gets done. Okay. It's a way of breaking it down into smaller steps that actually get done. Okay. Instead of thinking, oh my gosh, there's this big, huge thing I have to do. How am I gonna get that done? So another example could be, oh yes, Monica, this would also work for non-work and money-making goals. Absolutely. This will work for any kind of goals. This will work for personal goals, for, maybe you're trying to like fix up your house like I am. I'm trying to paint. We've been here 17 years and some walls have never been painted. I use it for that. Budgeting, money making, absolutely. This can be used for anything. And this may have, elements of other planning things. I've used a lot of different planners over the years. A lot of them didn't work for me. This is what works for me. This may not work for you either. I think we all have sort of our own way of doing things, but it definitely keeps me off of the shiny object syndrome and on task to getting things completed. Okay. And also the other thing I really like about it is I really do like this section in here in the larger book for the notes, because I have great ideas all the time and I forget them all the time. I'll have a great idea and completely forget it. And so having a place to just put things down and then come back to is really helpful for me, because there's been times I've actually had the same idea twice, like a couple years apart, and didn't remember that I had it the first time. It's a little bit like crazy, but that's how fast my brain moves, I guess. I don't know. So that's it. And then after this, there are, like I said, 26 weeks in here. These are your 2 covers that you have to choose from right now. But there are 26 weeks of the planning. that you can do in here. Super easy to print. Like I said, I would use 24-pound paper because if you use the lighter paper, you can kind of see through it a little bit. I don't think I have a sample of that here, but regular copy paper, you can see through a little. If you guys like this, I will get some pre-printed with spiral bindings. I looked into doing that and it's a little cost prohibitive at the moment, but if these do well and I can sell them, I will definitely look at actually getting them printed and then you can have a spiral bound one, which I think is a little easier to manage. You could try stapling these, but I kind of like being able to pull it apart too and look at the pages. So, all right, let me flip my camera back. And I want to know, what questions do you all have? I'm going to go flip over and check kind of Facebook, see if I see all of the, oops, see all of the comments. Okay, I don't see any other comments that I missed yet. Does this make sense? Do you feel like this would help you? Is there anything you can think of to add that you think would be better? What are your thoughts? Monica already told us. She said it also worked for non-work or money-making goals. Absolutely. And this, if you want to see, this is about how thick it is. It's it's only 15 sheets of paper folded over. So it's double-sided. So it's not too bad. It's not too much ink and paper. This is, like I said, 24 pounds, so it looks really thick, but it's just 15 pages. So it's not so bad. And again, you can, if you want to go ahead and buy the template, it is on Etsy. Now I want to tell you guys that I did work really quickly to get this up there. Let me grab the link again for you. Pretty quickly for this live. So I am going to be updating and putting some photos and I'm also going to be creating a video, which is a lot like what I just showed you, but it's going to be a little more streamlined. I'm going to create a video and explanation of how to work these. So if you do purchase the template, you'll get the video as well to help you walk through it. So I don't know. I haven't seen any comments yet about what you guys think. I would love to hear. What do you think? Seem helpful? Seem too complicated? I would love some honest feedback, constructive feedback to tell me what you think. I've given this to a couple of people so far to test for me. Not quite the same version, but a very similar version. And they liked it. Got a couple of suggestions for streamlining, which I've put into this version. And let's see. Okay, Kathy says, this is very helpful. She's quick to get overwhelmed and shut down. Yep. So that's exactly it. That's exactly it. What this is supposed to help you with. Okay. So that's it for the 2024 goal planning. That's how I'm going to set my goals. And maybe what I can do is report back and tell you guys how some of them are going. I think that might be helpful. I do have a few minutes. I know there's only a handful of folks on right now. If you have any questions for me about Income Well Warriors, I'd be glad to answer it. You guys are a little bit quiet, but that's okay too. Hopefully this is helpful for you. If there's anything that I can do for you, please head over to our Facebook group. Let me go grab the URL for the Facebook group and pop it in. And I'll put it in the description if you're watching the replay. I will put the link to the Income Well Warriors Facebook group in the description. Definitely join. It can be kind of a quiet group because I think everybody's a little overwhelmed and not sure where to start. But I am there to answer questions for you. That is the absolute best way. If you want to ask me something, don't private message me. I may not see it or get to it right away because I am so busy. But if you post it in the group, other people can answer it as well. And then you have many minds to help you. So feel free to come over there. Oh, Monica has a great suggestion. A section to reward yourself if you reached the weekly goal. Oh, I like that. Rewards are key, right? I mean, there's got to be something good that comes out of it. Okay. All right. I can look at adding that in. I like that suggestion. Thank you. for more motivation. Yep. I tend to reward myself with food and massages. Those motivate me a lot. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and participating in the live. Thanks for those of you who are here for the replay. I hope that this is helpful for you as you're thinking about starting the new year. I think 2024 is going to be one of the best years we've had in a very long time. We're kind of due for it. So I hope that the dog is trying to climb up my lap. Come here, Bailey. There's the Bailey dog. I hope that my prediction comes true and doesn't jinx us. I think we're gonna have a much better year. So knock on wood. Let's hope it goes that way. Come see me in Income Will Warriors. Post your questions. Let me help you make that stable financial income that you need. Because you're not going to know until you need it. So let's get that going, you guys. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Monica, Kathy, Mickey, Karen, Deborah. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful new year and a great start to your 2024. Bye.